Never split the difference. Negotiating as if your life depended on it by Voss and Tahl is a powerful and practical guide to negotiating effectively in business and in life. The book draws on Voss's experience as a former FBI hostage negotiator and presents a set of innovative and counterintuitive techniques for achieving successful outcomes in negotiations. In this analysis, we'll explore the main points and insights from the first 5 chapters of the book, along with actionable steps that an entrepreneur can take to implement these points in their business negotiations. Chapter 1: The New Rules. In the first chapter, Voss argues that traditional negotiating techniques based on rationality and compromise are outdated and ineffective. He introduces the concept of tactical empathy, which involves understanding and influencing the emotional state of the other party in a negotiation. Voss suggests that by acknowledging and validating the other party's emotions, you can build rapport and trust, and ultimately achieve a more successful outcome. Actionable step: begin by actively listening to the other party and identifying their emotional state. Then, use phrases like "it seems like you're feeling," or "it sounds like this is important to you," to acknowledge and validate their emotions. Example: imagine you are negotiating a contract with a potential client who is concerned about the price. Instead of immediately focusing on the numbers, take a moment to understand their emotional state. You might say something like, "It sounds like you're worried about staying within your budget. That's a reasonable concern, and I want to make sure we find a solution that works for you." Chapter 2: Be a Mirror. In the second chapter, Voss explains the importance of mirroring, which involves repeating the last 1 to 3 words of what the other party has said. By mirroring the other party, you signal that you are listening and understand their point of view. Voss also suggests that mirroring can be used to encourage the other party to reveal more information and to gain more control in the negotiation. Actionable step: practice mirroring by repeating the last 1 to 3 words of what the other party has said in a natural and conversational tone. Example: during a negotiation with a potential partner, they express concern about the timeline. You might mirror their statement by saying, "The timeline is a concern," or "The timeline is important to you." Chapter 3: Don't feel their pain, label it. In the third chapter, Voss introduces the concept of labeling, which involves identifying and verbalizing the other party's emotions. By labeling the other party's emotions, you demonstrate empathy and build trust. Voss also suggests that labeling can be used to de-escalate conflicts and to gain more information. Actionable step: practice labeling by identifying and verbalizing the other party's emotions in a non-judgmental and empathetic way. Example: during a negotiation with a potential investor, they express frustration with a proposed deal structure. You might label their emotion by saying, "It sounds like you're feeling frustrated with this proposal. Can you tell me more about what's causing that frustration?" Chapter 4: Beware yes, master no. In the fourth chapter, Voss explains why yes is a dangerous word in negotiations. He argues that yes is often a way for the other party to appease you without committing to anything. Voss suggests that instead of trying to get the other party to say yes, you should aim to get them to say no. By getting the other party to say no, you can gather more information and build trust. Actionable step: use open-ended questions to encourage the other party to say no and to provide more information. Example: during a negotiation with a potential supplier, you ask if they can provide a certain product by a specific deadline. They say yes, but you suspect they may not be able to deliver on time. Instead of accepting their yes at face value, ask an open-ended question like, "What are the biggest obstacles you see to meeting that deadline?" This encourages them to provide more information and may reveal potential issues that need to be addressed. Chapter 5: Trigger the 2 words that immediately transform any negotiation. In the 5th chapter, Voss introduces the 2 most powerful words in any negotiation: how and what. By using these words, you encourage the other party to provide more information and to engage in problem solving. Voss also suggests that asking how and what questions can help you uncover hidden needs and priorities. Actionable step: use how and what questions to encourage the other party to provide more information and to engage in problem solving. Example: during a negotiation with a potential client, you ask, "What are your biggest concerns about this proposal?" This encourages them to provide more information and may reveal issues that need to be addressed. Alternatively, you could ask, "How would you like to proceed?" This encourages the other party to engage in problem solving and to take an active role in the negotiation. Overall, the first 5 chapters of Never Split the Difference provide a powerful introduction to Voss's innovative and counterintuitive techniques for negotiating effectively. By practicing tactical empathy, mirroring, labeling, and using no and what questions, entrepreneurs can build rapport, gain more information, and ultimately achieve more successful outcomes in their business negotiations. Chapter 6. Bend their reality. In this chapter, Voss explains the power of reframing, which involves changing the other party's perception of the situation in order to create more favorable conditions for negotiation. By using calibrated questions, entrepreneurs can guide the other party to consider new information and see the situation from a different perspective. Actionable step. Use calibrated questions to encourage the other party to consider new information and see the situation from a different perspective. Example: during a negotiation with a potential investor, you might ask, "What makes this investment opportunity unique?" By reframing the conversation around the unique aspects of your business, you can create a more positive perception of the situation. Chapter 7. Create the illusion of control. In this chapter, Voss discusses the importance of giving the other party the illusion of control in order to increase their sense of ownership and investment in the negotiation. By allowing the other party to make small decisions and feel like they are guiding the conversation, entrepreneurs can build trust and create a more collaborative negotiation environment. Actionable step. Give the other party the illusion of control by allowing them to make small decisions and feel like they are guiding the conversation. Example: during a negotiation with a potential client, you might ask, "Would you like to start by discussing the scope of the project or the timeline?" By giving the other party the choice, you allow them to feel more invested in the conversation and more willing to collaborate. Chapter 8. Guarantee execution. In this chapter, Voss emphasizes the importance of follow-through and execution in order to build trust and credibility in a negotiation. By making concrete plans and setting specific deadlines, entrepreneurs can demonstrate their commitment to the negotiation and create a more favorable outcome. Actionable step. Set specific deadlines and make concrete plans to demonstrate your commitment to the negotiation. Example: during a negotiation with a potential supplier, you might set a specific deadline for them to provide a proposal and agree to follow up within a certain time frame. By setting clear expectations and demonstrating your commitment to follow through, you build trust and credibility. Chapter 9. Bargain hard. In this chapter, Voss encourages entrepreneurs to embrace the idea of bargaining hard in order to achieve the best possible outcome in a negotiation. By using the Ackerman model, which involves starting with an ambitious offer and then making gradual concessions, entrepreneurs can create more favorable conditions for negotiation and ultimately achieve a better outcome. Actionable step. Embrace the idea of bargaining hard and use the Ackerman model to make gradual concessions and achieve the best possible outcome. Example: during a negotiation with a potential partner, you might start with an ambitious offer and then make gradual concessions based on the other party's response. By using the Ackerman model, you create a more favorable environment for negotiation and increase your chances of success. Never split the difference. Provide a deeper dive into Voss's innovative techniques for negotiation, including reframing, creating the illusion of control, guaranteeing execution, and bargaining hard. By using these techniques, entrepreneurs can build trust, achieve better outcomes, and ultimately succeed in their business negotiations.